Privyet, Druzy. Wes O'Donnell here, veteran of the Army and the Air Force, and today we're talking about Australia, crikey, sending Ukraine the Slinger Drone-Killer System. Slinger's 30mm chain gun, an advanced detection system, could be big for Ukraine on the front lines. But first, g'day mate. When you subscribe, you help me fight Russian misinformation and disinformation, and you help me support Ukraine by adding my voice to the chorus of Ukraine supporters right here on YouTube. All right, let's jump in. The job of a low-altitude air defense gunner, or LAD, hasn't changed much in 50 years. In fact, the most recent version of the U.S. Marine Corps LAD Gunner's Handbook doesn't mention the words drone, UAV, or UAS once in its 283 pages. But I'm pretty sure they're working on a new version. Regardless, the doctrine is changing quickly. The rapid onset of swarms of angry consumer drones on the battlefield seemingly took everyone by surprise. Of course, we dealt with small consumer drones attacking us occasionally in the desert wars, but they were few and far between. Few enough that we didn't need any specialized equipment, we merely shot at them with our small arms. But the vast scale of drone use in Ukraine has sent military planners back to the drawing board to develop new technology and new doctrine to address this new reality. The LAD gunner of the future is about to get some cool new toys to play with. We've all witnessed firsthand what these cheap, low-tech drones can do to infrastructure, troops in the open, and even armored vehicles in Ukraine. One of the reasons these small consumer drones have caused so much hubbub in defense circles is because they represent a fundamental shift in warfighting. A shift from large, expensive warplanes countered with large, expensive missiles to small, cheap drones that do a small amount of damage individually, but when deployed in large numbers can act as a destructive force. And those large, expensive air defense systems simply don't have radars with high enough resolution to track swarms of small drones. Take the Russian 2K-22 Tunguska self-propelled anti-aircraft gun, for instance. It was originally designed by the Soviets to counter the American A-10 Thunderbolt II and the AH-64 Apache. But its target acquisition radar simply can't resolve small plastic drones less than a meter across. Now, Australian defense firm Electro-Optic Systems, EOS, is sending 160 state-of-the-art Slinger Drone-Killer Systems to Ukraine to help combat Russia's kamikaze drones. So what is the Slinger? How does it work? How will it help on the Ukrainian front lines? Let's analyze. The Slinger is an Australian invention that comes as a self-contained unit weighing just under 700 pounds. Its armament includes a fully stabilized Bushmaster M230 LF autocannon that fires 30mm proximity sensing fragmentation rounds. As a secondary weapon, the Slinger also has a Belgian-made FN Mag 7.62 caliber machine gun. When fired simultaneously, the autocannon can shoot 200 rounds per minute, and the FN Mag can shoot 1,000 rounds per minute. That's a significant amount of hot lead going downrange towards a cheap quadcopter drone. But firepower isn't the headline here. Where the Slinger really shines is in its advanced detection tools. Many of you who know me know that I served in the Army Infantry, but I also served in the Air Force, where I worked on surveillance radar. The American-made Echodyne EchoGuard 4D multi-mission surveillance radar is integrated into the system and provides detection ranges of more than 3.5 kilometers for vehicles and more than 2.2 kilometers for individuals. Small drones can be detected out to 1.4 kilometers and engage beyond 800 meters. The EchoGuard operates in the K-band frequency range of 24.05 to 24.65 gigahertz, and this incredibly high frequency is great at producing high-resolution images at short ranges. The sensor unit also includes a day camera and a thermal imager, which can identify objects at 12 kilometers and 13.7 kilometers respectively. The operator can either control the targeting using a joystick, or the system can aim itself. Once the EchoGuard radar has a fix, the system can automatically move the guns to track small drones in the area. When ready to fire, all the operator has to do is pull the trigger. The system can even continue to search for targets with the EchoGuard radar while simultaneously engaging. This allows the operator to keep his or her situational awareness and not get tunnel vision engaging one-off drone threats. The Slinger is small enough and light enough to be mounted on the roofs of vehicles or in the back of a pickup truck. Reporting from Defense Express says that Ukraine will mount 110 Slingers on M113 armored personnel carriers, and 50 will be integrated onto Praktika 4x4 light MRAPs. Another essential capability of the Slinger is the system's ability to fire when the vehicle is Oscar Mike. With its gimbal system working together with the EchoGuard, the Slinger can stay locked on a drone, regardless of whether the Slinger and the drone are both moving. The company EOS has a background in tracking space debris with cutting-edge lasers and optics, tracking debris as small as 1 millimeter. Together with the EchoGuard, this sophisticated tracking software with real-time data processing is what makes the Slinger, to use an overused word in this war, a game changer for Ukraine. Finally, this entire system has an extremely low power output and low radar cross-section, which makes it nearly undetectable to Russian forces. The big question will be how Ukraine integrates this system into its overall air defense network. A solid short-range air defense, or SHORAD, is one of the key missing components from both sides in Ukraine right now. With this many Slinger units, Ukraine should incorporate them in any area where Russian drone hotspots are operating. And while the defensive options here seem obvious, I have a feeling that the Slinger will really be useful, acting as a drone shield, protecting Ukrainian offensive operations. Anytime Ukrainian forces need to move in the open, there should be a Slinger within a kilometer, scanning for drones. This is exactly the type of automated system that I've been advocating for over the past year. Slinger should take some of the burden off of individual infantrymen who would otherwise need to constantly scan the skies with a drone buster electronic gun or a shotgun. And while 160 units is a good amount, I envision every single vehicle in Ukraine's military having a Slinger. I say, throw that sucker on everything, from Ukrainian pickup trucks to the Abrams. At a cost of roughly $900,000 per unit, this is an extremely cheap option for SHORAD. For comparison, every single Pantsir S1 costs around $14 million, and it can't even hit small drones. We haven't yet seen the Slinger in actual combat, so it may be premature to say that this could make a huge difference against Russian drone warfare, but I am optimistic. And on paper, the Slinger looks to be a potential lifesaver on the battlefield. Hopefully, we'll soon find out. The low-altitude air defense gunner has a new tool in his or her toolbox. Now, they just need to update the handbook. Glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes. Slava Ukraini.